Howdy y'all, got the Bulldog on the channel. Had this customer call last week. We couldn't get it in till today, and he said that he thought he had a water leak. Well, they drove it up here and it got hot on the way. He said that it must have just dumped all the antifreeze out all at once. I got to looking at it and I didn't see a leak. I mean, I saw a little bit down there on the axle, but I didn't see much of a leak. So thought, well, we'll just put a little air to it and see. And well, it presented. If I can get this thing sitting to where you can see. Well, I'll just end up having to hold it. Watch closely. Just a itty bitty little trickle of a leak, don't you think? Just a tiny bit. We've already got parts. Got a new water pump. Belt looks okay. New water pump, and since it got hot enough that it turned all the lights on and went into limpet mode, we went ahead and ordered a new thermostat, because when they get hot they don't like to start working again. Other than that, we've got a truck over there. It's got a brake hose leaking a little bit, or not leaking, but it's restricted. You put your foot on the brake and go to whoa down, and it dives over to the left, and then it starts to straighten up a little bit, and then you let off the brake and dives a little bit to the right. Well, what that is a bad right side brake hose. It won't pass fluid like it's supposed to. Gosh dang, I got all kinds of glare. Just flash, lens flash, lens flash, lens flash. Well, it's J.J. Abrams' movie. But the hose collapses inside and it won't let any fluid through. Now you can push on the brake and it eventually will let enough fluid through that it'll start to work. And then it doesn't want to go back. So it drags on the brake after you let off the brake. So what you end up is you put your foot on the brake and it dives to the side that works good. And then it starts to straighten up as it starts applying that other brake. And then when you let off the brake, well, it's got fluid pressure built up in the other side. So it dives over that way a little bit until it lets that fluid pressure off. It was pretty definitive when we found it. Looked at the brakes, pads look good, so at least he got away without hurting the brake system. We'll get that taken care of and get him on his way. But first, I'm going to do a water pump on this one. And then we have this old girl here. It was a customer. Oh gosh dang, you can't see nothing, can you? It's a customer that I had to go to their house and check it out because they couldn't get it to start. Well, it was just a dead battery. Why did it die? I believe it died because it just sits all the time. It had a very small drain on the battery, which it's normal to have a small drain on the battery with a computer. It's been sitting here for quite some time because we hadn't been able to get to it. She didn't say much other than when she pulled up out here, she said the brakes kind of felt funny. And went out there and looked, and sure enough, it had fluid squirting out the back. So it's got a brake line busted somewhere. And that's what it's been waiting all this time for, is just a brake line. We've been so darn busy with everything, couldn't get to it. It's her extra farm truck. It's not a big deal. Can't hardly use it anymore anyway, which is why it sits long enough that the battery dies. So I think maybe, possibly, hopefully, perhaps, maybe we are getting caught up to the point where we can do stuff again. I'll see what all I can get done today. Like, comment, subscribe, hit your little bell notification, share it all around. We'll talk to you later.